The Royal Rumble is just days away, so I think it's time for some predictions. Now, as I record this, we're about 10 days away. There's still SmackDown, a Raw and a SmackDown still to go. And Seth Rollins has just injured his knee. His knee when he was defending against Jinder Mahal. So we don't know if that's going to throw a spanner in the works for the plans for the Royal Rumble. So a few caveats, but every time I go live over the last couple of weeks, everybody who drops in says, who are you predicting for the Rumble? What are the surprises going to be? So I've got to do a video. I've got to take my shot and I've got to do a video. So here we go. And let's start with the Women's Rumble. First of all, the surprises and the returns. I think we're going to get Liv Morgan returning and she's going to get a massive pop. But I think it's still too early for Alexa Bliss and Carmella. I think we're going to get Naomi showing up. I think Naomi's going to come back and again get a massive pop. I think we'll get an AJ Lee. But I'm on the fence about Sasha Banks. I don't know if Sasha's coming. I don't know if this is it. I wonder if they might save her later down the line as this whole Bayley and Io Sky thing develops. So if they're my surprises, who's the predicted winner? And for ages, I thought it was going to be Bayley. I thought Bayley is going to win the Rumble and that's going to set up her and Io Sky. I know she said she's going after Rhea, but they'll just write some shenanigans and Bayley will be forced to go against Io Sky, and that will be a really interesting Mania match and really interesting to see what happens with Damage Control over the next couple of months. But that promo on Raw between Becky and Rhea Ripley, that was good. That was really good and made me wonder if Becky is going to win the Rumble. But after thinking about it for a bit, I'm going to stick with my original. I'm going to stick with Bayley. I think if Bayley is going to go against Io Sky, it's got to be the Rumble. It's got to be seen as an accident. If Bayley becomes the number one contender from the Elimination Chamber, it's like she's targeting Io Sky. Whereas if it's from the Rumble, it feels like an accident. So I'm going to go Bayley to win the Women's Rumble. And then we've got the Men's Royal Rumble. And so starting with the surprises, to be honest, I don't think we're going to get many surprises in the Men's Rumble. I know there's a lot of hopes that MJF is going to debut from AEW. I don't think he's coming to WWE. I think he's already signed with AEW. So I don't think we're going to see him pop up at the Rumble. To be honest, I think most of the surprises are probably going to come from the NXT call-ups. I think we're going to get Carmelo Hayes. I think we're going to get Bron Breakker. I think we're going to get a few NXT stars on the women's side as well come up and get their shot. Although if there is going to be one surprise, I reckon Brock might show up. I don't think he's going to have a match until Mania, but I think if he comes into the Rumble, that gives them a nice excuse, a nice angle to set something up for Mania. And that leads me into the predictions for the Men's Rumble winner, and it's getting spicy. For a long time, I thought it was going to be CM Punk, but a lot of people think Cody is going to finish his story. And then there was that spicy promo with Drew on Raw. And then there's the fact that everybody has declared and everybody has taken their shot. You've got Gunther just declaring on Raw this last week. So it's quite an open field, but I still think it's going to be CM Punk. If Seth Rollins' knee is fine, assuming it's fine, we're getting Seth and Punk at Mania, and the road to Mania goes through Punk coming in after number 20-ish, getting carried to the end of the Rumble, winning the Rumble, and then setting that up with Seth at Mania. I'm hoping for some interesting action on the way. I'm personally hoping that it's going to be Gunther and Brock that eliminate each other and set up Gunther and Brock for Mania. I think we're probably going to get Drew, Punk and Cody as the last three in the Rumble as well. And I think CM Punk will throw out Drew, which will set up Punk versus Drew at the Chamber. They've already announced that Punk is going to be there. So I think there's quite a lot of story they're going to pepper through this. And I think this is probably going to be one of the best Royal Rumbles we've had for a while. So they're my predictions, but what are yours? Let me know what you think.